Hello, everyone. I'm Dmitry Tikhomirov, VP and Head of Microsoft Services here at EPAM. Thank you for joining us today. No matter where in the world you are tuning in, whether it's a quick morning coffee break or late-night session, I'm excited to share with you three things that are reshaping how we think about work and value creation. First, our latest insights on Agentic AI. Second, what it means to become an AI frontier organization. And finally, we will show you today how to build agents. Guess what with agents? Pavel?
Thank you, Dmitry. My name is Pavel Nasovich. I work as Senior Solution Architect in AI and Azure field, and we'll show you today a technical deep dive into Know Your Client system using multi-agent AI systems.
Okay, let me start with the picture. Imagine an invisible partner that can take on any task in your organization, anytime, without fatigue, and with no breaks. That's the promise of autonomous agents. But like any powerful tool, that promise is only good as the trust we put in it. If invisible partner acts without alignment to your goals or without safety checks, the promise quickly turns into risk. We map the journey of partnership in three distinct horizons. Each is a step that takes you deeper into AI-first future. In Horizon 0, we're still in the human-first world, where AI assists but leverages deterministic workflows. These workflows are static and leverage preset tools, prompts, and policies. This is where the majority of organizations are today. Some have crossed the chasm and operate in Horizon 1. Here, AI takes the lead. Agents are capable of autonomous execution with human-in-the-loop oversight. We need to think, however, how to build multi-agent, multi-step collaborative workflows where prompts and tools are created dynamically as needed. Such workflows rely on heavy hyper-personalization and require real-time inspection and policy enforcement. Horizon 2 is the frontier. It is very experimental, and many ideas here are not production-ready yet. We should think about self-evolving agent networks that can create new agents on demand, adapt to new APIs, and evolve with the latest models. All of that should happen within strictly defined boundaries and autonomous governance. I want to highlight several critical principles that are essential for success on the journey to becoming an AI frontier organization. Real AI requires AI-first process redesign. Simply inserting agents into legacy workflows yields only marginal gains. Human social emotional strengths remain critical. People who can master, steer, and orchestrate agents outperform. Modular, composable architecture lets agents, models, and tools be added, swapped, and combined without reworks. Business KPIs should evaluate every agent. You must embed cost governance from the day one. Safety and resilience, traceability, auditable logs, bias and drift monitoring, least privilege access, and secure by design controls reduce technical debt and cyber risk. Build for emerging AI capabilities rather than retrofit old systems. Expand organizational AI and automation fluency. We recommend today to build production-ready agentic systems that meet Horizon 1 principles, while experimenting to be ready for Horizon 2 breakthroughs.
Dmitry, thank you for your insights. I'm curious, based on EPAM experience, what is the biggest challenge that prevents companies moving from Horizon 0 to Horizon 1?
Are you asking about technical or non-technical challenges?
Both, I would say.
I think if you look at non-technical, it's big disbelief and disappointment in the value which agentic implementation can create. And I think a lot of people failed because they haven't considered a proper ROI from agentic implementation. Back to one of the points I made, they patch in small processes, implementing agentic AI bottom up, and that is not moving the needle. And they're actually losing belief in the fact that AI can change organization end to end. On technological side, I think it's actually more about experimentation to be ready for frontier. if you play with simple deterministic things on Horizon 1, you are not preparing yourself to create self-sufficient agentic ecosystems. I mean, you need to know a lot, you need to experiment, you need to fail in order to move forward.
Sounds great. And I have a next question about the frontier. How do you actually implement the autonomous compliance and security? You mentioned that agents themselves are dynamically creating new agents and toolset right now. How do you audit or trace the decision was made by an agent that didn't even exist when the system was firstly deployed?
It's a great question. I would like to go deeper in that, but we're time constrained, so please come back to us. We can give you like a bigger answer. But in reality, what we do, and I take a few parts. So for example, for RAG, which is known for different insecure possibilities when people can access your documents, we create a role-based access model which secures your document, and you understand who is getting access to information which is indexed within your RAG. From another side, if you think about agentic workflows, which is dynamic, you actually need to create autonomous compliance monitoring, and we do this with another agentic workflows. As I said, it's not necessarily for production ready yet, but we're continuously experimenting to be on the frontier.
Sounds like a great plan. Thank you, Dmitry, for your insights.
Welcome, Pavel. And maybe now we can show people how we build agents with agents.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's look at what we've built. We took new Microsoft Agent framework and we implemented business critical process for financial services, know your customer. It's a multi-step, multi-agentic workflow. Pavel, tell me please what agents are at game here.
Sure. We have orchestrator agent, the team lead who kicks off the process. We have document analysis agent who investigate customers' IDs and documents. Also, we have screening agent, the global investigator who checks our watch list and PIP databases. Also, we have risk assessment agent, the advanced analysis who calculates the risk score. And last but not least, case manager agent, the final decision maker who approves or rejects the case. Let's see them at work.
Perfect, let's do it.
Let me show you the backend of the workflow by using the latest agent framework feature, the 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀, which is used to debug and verify agent interaction. I successfully run the 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀, and right here you can see the workflow in visual way. Right here we have all agents which are in our workflow, and I will run it with input process customer John Doe with document ID doc123. How it works? We run two agents in parallel, document analysis and biometric verification. They use this in internal tools, databases, and input from customer to understand the internals. After that, they successfully pass the ball to screen agent, which did internal verification and understand who is our customer. After that, we successfully run risk assessment agent, who did internal assessment and understands the risk and scoping for that particular client. And last but not least, case manager, who are working on create a comprehensive overview of our customer. Right here, what you can see, we successfully created case summary from John Doe. We have all input like customer name, case ID, workflow report, verification results, biometric verification, watch list, and risk assessment details. Right here, you can see that system recommendation is approved.
Thank you, Pavel. It was very interesting to see how you can debug parallel and sequential execution of agentic flows in real time in the 𝗦𝗀𝗀𝗀. But I think for our business audience, it would be very interesting to see how you can do it in real life scenario. Can we please show how we can integrate our flow with Copilot Studio?
Yes, definitely. Agentic framework has all needed capabilities to easily integrate with Copilot Studio. That's why I created an agent in Copilot Studio and integrated it with tooling, which is our Know Your client workflow. Right here, I have a prompt which I asked to run in our agent. And right here in terminal, you can see that our workflow runs without any problems using real endpoints in Azure AI Foundry to execute the workflow. During the execution, we proceed with the same workflow as it was in DevUI. And when the job was done, we got response from agent that KYC verification for John Smith was successfully completed and decision was approved. Right here, you can see that we have a report which was generated by our agent with all flows and all needed elements from it with customer approve automatically response.
Perfect. So you have like entire flow and you can see all trace of records, you can see steps, you can see verification, and you store report.
Yes, definitely. Those capabilities came directly from a new agent framework from Microsoft.
Perfect. Very nice. Thank you, Pavel. It was an amazing demo. I have a few questions for you. First one, you spent some cycles, you very rapidly built this agentic KYC demo, but more importantly, you built it on new Microsoft Agent framework. Many concepts are new, APIs are new. How do you feel about 𝗲𝗲? Do you think it will be easy to retrofit existing agentic AI implementations with it?
Good question, Dmitry. Yes, I think it will be easy because Microsoft team reuse a lot of things from semantic kernel and AutoGAN and blend it into a very interesting framework, which will be easy to use for a lot of developers, as well as new one or old one who used old frameworks.
Remember, we used a lot of dynamic concept when we spoke about Horizon 1 and 2, dynamic agents, dynamic tools, dynamic API calls. Do you think 𝗲𝗲 supports us on that journey?
Yes, it's very interesting because 𝗲𝗲 support workflows. Basically, workflows can be both dynamic and static using YAML files. So you can create them on fly, put it into the runtime for agents, and they will be executed without any problem. So I think 𝗲𝗲 fully support our vision in dynamic orchestration, dynamic agent creation, and tool creation.
That's great to hear. If you don't mind, the last question is, what was the biggest challenge during this MVP implementation for you personally?
Oh, it's a tricky question. You know, I think it's put enough information and knowledge for my agentic code agent, because I wrote those examples and samples and MVP using agent approach, and there is no information about 𝗲𝗲 yet. So I use MCP to put enough knowledge to get all needed docs for my agent to be able to write all needed code.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Dmitry.
It was interesting to reflect on state and advancements of agentic AI. We discussed how to build scalable multi-agentic systems on new Microsoft Agentic Framework. However, the path to an AI frontier organization isn't only about adding technology. It is about redesigning processes, empowering people, and building a modular governed ecosystem that can evolve safely. We would love to dive deeper with you. Drop by our Ignite booth, or let's keep the conversation going online. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much.